Street Fighter League Japan returns for another beautiful and exciting season. We have something a little bit different than usual. Before we even hit the regulation season, we have to see who's going to be in the home and away side of things. People, this is the division showdown. My name is St. Cola. I'm joined with Jammers, and we will again determine who's going to be in the home and away side in the grand finale. We'll do this nice and early. Jammers, I don't know if this is your first time on the show, but it's been definitely a bit since we've commentated. My dog, how are you feeling about being on League?
Listen, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. First of all, morning, by the way, because it is 8 a.m. in the morning here in the UK. But we're going to be enjoying some Street Fighter League Japan. I've watched you ambitious, rein it in and actually take it home for the guys and watch over the Street Fighter League Japan scene. But we're here to join you and enjoy the ride, not just for preseason, but for the regular season. So I'm looking forward to seeing how things unfold for the next couple of months.
Exactly, it's going to be a very exciting time. Before we get to any more of the festivities, we're going to take some, I think the commentators are having some words for the earthquake that happened recently and for the survivors too as well. I know that the Saishun Kanso Kumoto people were out there giving support and raising funds, as well as the players too as well. So it's great to see the FGC commune around that and get together for a great cause out there. So prayers to them and all that have been affected. Back to the league.
Yes.
I'm super excited for the fact that we have been hot off the heels of a brand new patch. The meta has not shaped up yet. We have a brand new character. We don't even know half these cats and what they're going to be playing in general. They might have switched things up. Might see some of that today.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, Yasmin's just come out for the season 4 wave of characters. There's been mixed reviews on the characters at the moment, but people are still cooking up some tech, and I'm hoping we actually get to see some Yasmin as a prelude as to what's to come later down the line. But there's been a lot of big changes as well to the game, Cola, so things are going to be switching up. We saw it a couple times happen last Street Fighter League Japan. People had to switch characters mid-season, and I have no doubt, no shadow of a doubt, these guys will be replicating that to formulate the best strategy to win the entire thing.
Again, today will be maybe a teaser for what's to come. Might see some of that being showcased because this does matter. The divisions will be playing each other, so it's going to be like a little bit of a teaser for like the grand finale where that does occur with the S division fight, C F division. We're going to get that out here right in the open, right off the rip, because we need to determine who's going to be in the home side, which is a huge advantage. Wait to see who comes up on the away side. You can counterpick their players, their characters, their strategies. You want to go with that momentum, so it definitely matters to come out here and get that W. However, that being the case, you might have to show your hand a little bit to do so. You might have to reveal those new strategies and things like that, get the W and get those wins. So you might have to reveal that new character you've been playing and what have you. We're going to go to the overview for the rule set because it's a little bit different than what we usually have in the regulation season. Once again, this is the preseason showdown for Division F and Division S. The winning division will be in the home position in Grand Finals. The losing division will be in the away position, as per mentioned. This is played for 2 days, today and tomorrow. 24 players of each division, a total of 48 players fighting for the home position. Each match this time will be a first to 2, or that is a best of 3. 2 players from each team will play off, and the team bouts in general, the teams representing, will be chosen by a lotto system. And from there, the coaches will pick, the captains will pick, really. Each day will be counted as either a win or a draw for the divisions, and whichever division wins in 2 days will be the winner of the preseason. So if day 1 is a draw, by the way, if it's like 12-12 or whatever, the winning day will be day 2. And if it comes down to that, we'll have the extra match, which I'll go through in just a second. Each day goes until we have about, 13 wins from a division in total. But again, if we get the 12-12 tie, then we'll break that draw down with the extra match on the second day. Matches are again decided by a team lottery. You do not get to go in and pick who you want to fight. It's all to the gaming gods up there. We're going to keep going through these rounds until we have our winners and the people that have the max amount of points. If there's a player who has played in like round 1, for example, by the way, and they don't play in round 3, they have to play in round 4. So everybody will have to play. Cannot replicate them immediately. Players and characters and control types will be declared before the matchup, so there's no counter picking. There is no, oh, they're doing this, I can do that. You have to pull up what you got right off the rip. And by the way, that extra match on the final day, if that does happen, everyone submits their players. Every team will submit a player, and they just need 4 wins from that point on. A player from each team will play in the extra match, and the division that gets up to the 4 points will be the winner. That's how that's going to go, if it needs to go down like that.
Yeah, just to clarify something, obviously the team with that gets to 13 wins, 13 points first, they have the right to choose if they are home or away for grand finals. So big thank you to production team for getting that clarification on board. Essentially, it's like a round robin because the guys are playing minimum of 2 teams each, but they have to play as many teams as possible to get that race to accumulate 13 points. It's going to be interesting, obviously, as we know, across every Street Fighter League, you have to state the character and the control type, because obviously we are in the region where they predominantly use modern, or at least this is the region where they have the players that use modern controls the most. Let me articulate that properly. And of course, it's going to be interesting because all the players have to play. So obviously we're going to be going through that part and watch it live and direct in a few moments from now. But the first 2 players that go up, once they play, the remaining 2 players that didn't play in round 1, they have to play in the next wave. So that is very important. You will see most, if not all, your favorite players will be playing throughout the 2 days of the preseason. And of course, we're going to be doing it very similar to how myself and Vicious, shout out to Vicious, holding it down as well. We're going to be doing a lottery system as well. That's going to be important. So we're going to see and find out who's going to play who first. So yeah, that pretty much clears up most of the important parts, or if not all the important parts. Every 6 games, I believe we're going to be switching, I think, in terms of, just how, in terms of flow of the show, which is going to be important as well. So there's going to be like a bevy of games, so we're going to be good regardless.
Oh yeah, so this is going to be our first round. Looks like they're going to be running the lotto. Remember, Division S has Fabu Gaming, Crazy Raccoon, Saishun Console Kumamoto, Zeta Division, Hiroshima Team Itsuka, Fukushima Ibu Shingen. Division F has Varel, Good 8 Squad, Dead Nation Focus Me, Nagoya NTP Oja, Reject Riddle. And the first one is Saishun Console Kumamoto coming up to bat right off the rip. Now, if y'all have seen anything on Twitter about Nemo, he has kind of structured himself to be more of a coach, with Kosa stepping up to lead the charge, to have the sunshine on him. And he has been definitely doing a lot of work with that Akuma.
Let's find out. Reject. Oh, okay. That's a good fixture. I like that. That's actually a pretty damn good fixture. Yeah.
Bro, with Mina RD on that squad, second up on the bat too as well. Newly minted in Lamb Japan. He's been out there for a while. He's structured to be at Street Fighter League Japan as a pivotal point for his squad, Zeta Division. Who comes up against him though?
And he's gonna do Riddle. And listen, they've had a complete makeover with that new team, St. Cola. So it's actually gonna be really interesting to see how they just prepare and merge and understand each other's chemistry. But they are gonna have FAV Gaming is gonna be the next team through from Division S. But now we're gonna have Division F and they're gonna go up against Good 8 Squad. Okay, former champions in SFL JAPAN. This is starting to make sense. It's looking a bit tricky now.
Oh yeah, this is starting to get a little devious. So again, I'm wondering like what Bubble Game is going to pull up. Hiroshima Team Itsuka also has some new people on their squad too as well. Ooh, they were the dark horse no longer after last season, especially. Who are they going to be fighting? Nagoya NTP Oja. Oh, there's some dogs on that one too, and they ready to bark.
Okay, and then you got Crazy Raccoon. I think maybe one of the favorites because they did make it to grand finals of the previous Street Fighter League season, Street Fighter League 2025 for Japan. And they're going to be going up, one of the remaining teams left. They're going to be going up against Varel. Okay. All right. This is looking good. And they got a new makeover. Tons of these teams got new makeovers, man, honestly. And it's looking really good.
That's true. Fukushima Ipu Shingen. Oh, that's a nice team with Torameshi. Who knows what Giant's gonna play? He could play Marisa, maybe Alex if he wants to. Bro, in Detonation Focus Me, you got John Takeuchi with a newly buffed up Jamie. Who knows what's gonna happen with that one? The fact that he made that character better, he was already rocking out with the league, doing really well last year. See if we can cook up today, though. But that's going to be our first round of play. Remember, first to two, so no first to three. Some of these cats are better off that first to three position. You have to get acclimated to that first to two quickness that you see in ranked or in CPT events.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of the games are getting quicker, especially with some of these new changes. Some of the characters received recently, Jamie, you know, Viper, Luke as well. Luke's come back into the fray, so we may see a bunch of Luke throughout every Street Fighter League just in general. And probably maybe in this one, he might be a dominant character. It's going to be interesting to see how things just unfold. But those lineups, like Soul versus Reject, Zeta versus Riddle, FAV versus Good Squad, like, dude, we could just keep listing on. Remember, like Paula said at the start of the hour, there are 48 players here across 12 teams, and they are all world class. We are going to be doing a team introduction very shortly, analyzing some of these teams, because they did make their announcements on social media like 1 or 2 months back throughout. But look at that, man. Saishun Kanso, Kumamoto. Look at that ladder. Kinsho, the Golden Buster Wolf on this squad. Kobayan, Machabo, still having to break ground and prove a big point in Street Fighter League Japan in general. And then Kosa, look at that. This is brilliant. These are the points that they accumulated from last season, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Cole?
Yeah, it is, because you see new on the side of Kinsho. So again, the new addition, Kinsho has been just an absolute fire starter when it comes to Terry. I've never seen a Terry player get so close to burning out and then getting that bar back in blood so continuously. He is just one of those really aggressive hot players. But then you got to talk about aggressive players, new players we shine on the scene. He now, that dog got second over at what? It was Combo Breaker, and then went and won the other one for the CPT, and then takes just dominance over at EWC. This kid is really good, but you cannot forget about the fact that you got Yas out here, who's a very technical, strong Ryu player, who has just not having the time to shine, or been flown out to be able to do work. And then you got Daigo on this squad, and Fudo. This still retains the dominance, even though Lashar, those have left. You can still feel the dominance is still with this team.
Well, look at that with Fudo, right? The attack on tank, 120 points. He did a lot of the heavy lifting last year, but it's going to be changed this year. And then look at this. We have to talk about the team, because when the announcement was made, this was the ripple in the wave. Mena RD has joined the Zeta division. He is new to this league, but he is no stranger. He's not shy of competitive play in Street Fighter League. But Momochi there, 110 points accumulated, 50 points by Higuchi, and Yamaguchi, Evo Japan champion and tournament winner of the biggest Street Fighter tournament we have ever had in this community. He's on this squad. A little bit of change has happened to his character, so we're going to be paying attention to what he's going to be doing throughout the season, but looking forward to what Zeta is going to be doing as a whole.
Yeah, I definitely want to see what Momochi pulls out. If he's got another character, because I know he's playing JP on the side previously, but we'll see what he does for this season. If he sticks with the Ed or goes elsewhere. I saw him testing the Ryu. You know, when he plays other characters, it's him up in the training mode. Trying to see what they do. It's not always him switching. But who knows? He could be another Ryu player out here. Bro, this team is crazy. Hikaru has definitely been on an absolute tear. We already saw it at the World Warrior. I feel like he is one of those cats that's always been well out here. Take P is one of the best JP players that we've seen, almost qualifying for Capcom Cup last year. He just is so well done with the departures. He knows how to send those out continuously. Adelaide, also one of the best Ed players in the business. This is just a dangerous squad. And then, of course, Junior, who is dang near a senior the way he played. How well he did over at Combo Breaker, how well he's done in these offline tournaments and events and things like that. And he's such a good person in terms of leading his team and his friends around. You can see him talking when they are at events and things like that, how he is always supporting them. That's just a good person to have behind you. Oh, excuse me, not Take P. It's Tagaki. My bad. My notes were wrong on that one. My excuse me.
Tagaki's the blanket player. Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's a blanket player.
That is important to mention there as well. And we're looking at Kodokawa FAB Gaming. It is brought to you by Sako, who is the captain, I believe. But look at this squad, man. Fujimura, new character, or character reborn in Viper. So we might be seeing some competition that is going to be tearing up. Moke's there as well. Oh, Ryukichi became the captain now. Okay, that's really good. And you can see on the stats, Ryukichi accumulated the most points there. And then here's the Good 8 squad. And we have to mention the elephant in the room, because the Capcom Cup 12 champion is on this squad. And I tell you what, the form he was in from late 2025 throughout up to this point, has been on fire. Didn't do as well as he should have at Esports World Cup recently, but again, in Street Fighter League Japan, 120 points accumulated for the team is nothing to scoff at. You can see Gachikin there with the 90 points there as well. This team is doing bits, man. It's doing bits.
Like, who knows what Pugera's going to pull out of his pocket? He switches so many different characters, and he's so good with them, but I feel like we've seen the main focus be Jury most often than not, it feels. Also, Kawano could go back to Luke. You were mentioning that character coming back in the fray. It could be we see a Luke and a Kuma combo. And of course, Gachikun will kick it with the Rashid no matter what. Okay, now, my mistake. Let me put some respect on your name, Takepi. My bad. This is where you're from. Hiroshima themed Itsuka. You got Aqua, Akira, Takepi, and Hibiki. Hibiki getting second EWC, proving that if you really are about that character, you're about that life, you can make the magic happen, even if your character is on the lower rung of things. And there's no real horrible characters in this game, and Hibiki continues to prove that. This is a squad that is like full of specialists, and then Aqua's coming in here with another Blanca that's out here in Street Fighter League in his own different sort of style. This is going to be kind of hard for other people to have to fight.
Dude, I wouldn't sleep on this team. This team looks like it's going to disrupt a lot of maybe waves and expectations. And I'm pretty sure they got the highest amount of points in their division last year. I think they were in Division F last year, and I think they got the highest points and made the playoffs. Correct me if I am wrong, but just this lineup alone, it's a well-balanced team, and they're ferocious in every way possible. So these guys are looking strong, but I'm actually looking forward to this next team, NTP Ocean. Look at that, man. They have got some stars here. You got Otani, you've got Seiya, the Chun-Li player. Listen, dude, the list just goes on. How many people? And remember, all these players, especially the new ones, they were so elated when they got the call to come to Street Fighter League Japan. That's how excited and that's how hungry they are to be well in this league. It's a big deal over in Japan, man, honestly.
Yeah, Royamu, who is like a Bison player I've seen every so often, like for him to be up here definitely means that they trusted him and his abilities. Seiya, Chun-Li player, these are a lot of like character specialists on this team. Mochi last year was going crazy, going insane with it. I expect no less, but I expect this team to go wild too as well, not wild. You got Big Dogra up in the cut, Bonchan, Shuto, that is already stacked, and then you introduce Kazunoko, and I feel like all of their characters haven't been touched in any sort of horrible, horrific ways that make them that nerfed. I mean, Sagat did get dropped a little bit, but I feel like he's still very powerful. And honestly, it goes back to it again. You could maybe play the Luke if you need to for some matchups. The Akuma could come back out to play here for Bonchan if he wanted to. I know he said something on the stream where he was like, I might want to focus a bit more on Akuma and possibly Ingrid. So we'll see if those characters come up in the cup for him, but no less a strong team and a strong component overall. They went super far last season. I expect no less this season.
I mean, look at the point structure. They were well balanced, right? You could see it there, and all of them are married men. I think all of them are married men now in Crazy Raccoon, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Dogger is not the one that's married, but I think he's in a long-term relationship. But listen, that relationship power does wonders, and I tell you what else does wonders. Moving to Tokyo and being a Terry player that's been doing work. You see it, Wabichi is there in the new team. Varel Tokido is here now as well, joining his old Mad Catz compadre Margot, and they have Mizuha here. Mizuha did some work in the Topanga Championship 7, and I'm hoping he garners that momentum and takes it home here, because that Sagat was looking mean. And we had a UK player, shouts to Shax. He went over to Japan and he played Mizuha a little bit, and he asked me, are you dual maining Cammy and Sagat? And he said he might be going Sagat the whole way, but we'll find out today. But not only today, it's out the Street Fighter League Japan season.
Yeah, maybe so Wabichi getting into the league, another young player. You know, we saw how he showcased his dancing skills and his talents over at Combo Breaker. Can't wait to see what he does. Fukushima Ibushin, I feel like people sleep on this team, man. Yanai is, when he's in that anchor position, it feels like he's dang near unstoppable with his Bison. Tormeshi, the Flighty Sim, Johnny, again, as I mentioned, Manan, Marisa, both got buffs. might be dabbling in Alex, might not be. We'll have to see if he even runs that way, but that would be a good way to run. And Tsubasa with the jury, he might have another litany of characters, but I feel like we know him more for that character. She got a few good things here and there too as well. This is a squad that you can't just be like, oh yeah, they're just not as good as Reject or whatever. They don't have the accolades and things like that. Again, a team that doesn't get to travel as much, but out in the league, they definitely do work.
Yeah, just because the point structure and the results from last season, it only tells like half the story. It doesn't like fully show you their capabilities. But I tell you what, look at this team. 140 points brought to you by KB. I believe he got one of the MVPs of this season last year, along with Deli, I think. I believe it was two people that got MVPs last year. Outside of the shot, he got MVP of Grand Finals. But this team, beautiful. As St. Cola mentioned before, John Takeuchi on that Jamie, and Jamie got a fresh new makeover. Nauman, I'm not sure Nauman's picking right now. It was the Mai before, but I think he might be in a little bit of a situation where he's going to swap. KB, he's been practicing plenty of other characters, obviously using Yasmin a lot recently, and he's got an amazing set of the character. And of course, Itabashi Zangief. He's always there when it's right time, right place, right time at the big events, and he always knows how to qualify. He does the LCQ at Esports World Cup. He's got the Zangief. We saw a little bit of the Alex. Maybe he still has Morita. Matter of fact is, he's got a variety of big bodies to choose from. So he's going to play an integral role this season as well. Every player plays an integral role. They might not acquire the most points, but there's going to be point situations here and there where that 10 points will go the distance. That anchor match, that 20 points will go the distance. In preseason, they just need those dubs to get the right to play for either home or away in the Grand Finals.
Yeah, I mean, to your point about the points, I mean, honestly, this is one of the toughest places to play. You have the cream of the crop in Japan, so not getting a ton of points just means that the actual structure of Street Fighter League is just really difficult. That's just how it is, you know. And honestly, it's been contentious every single season, even more and more. And again, this season is going to be the same way, if not even worse. Big ups to all of our sponsors supporting Street Fighter League and getting us here. Continues to keep us up here. Tayo Holdings, TV Ragaza, Suzuki, Galeria, Red Bull, and Geekly have been doing the most in terms of supporting Street Fighter League Japan, and we love to see it. You see them at the events over at the Capcom Cup. We've seen them continuously. Of course, pop one with the boys with the Red Bull. I wish I had one right here. I actually did not bring mine with me, but I'll be using it definitely right after. But there's been a lot of support for Street Fighter League, and we love to see it.
Oh yes, for sure. And you know, I'm jealous when these guys get to do drink sponsors and food sponsors, and they just get to chill on the camera. But yeah, no, this is really, really good. But yes, up next we do have our official ambassador, VSPO. It should be coming up on the screen very shortly. But you know what? Like we said, like big shout outs to all the sponsorships involved, and there you have it here in partnership, in collaboration with Street Fighter League Japan. This is going to be your official ambassador, VSPO. Really appreciate them coming on board and enjoying the ride, because again, it only gets bigger and bigger, the Street Fighter community in Japan, and there's lots of people and companies that want to get involved in this massive festival. So we can't show our gratitude enough, so really appreciate them coming on board.
Yeah, thank you so much to the VSPO people that are out there, and all the fans too as well. We had a funny interaction over at EVO, or after EVO really, so they're really supportive for people around the world. And also they're really about the game. Like they're playing constantly on their stream, they're doing events for Street Fighter, as you mentioned. They're really about supporting Street Fighter in everything about this game. And if you didn't think that Japan was about that life, there are many live viewings that are out there, that are continuously out there, whether it be for Street Fighter League, the World Warriors. Yes, that's right. People are sitting down together to watch a World Warrior offline for some online action. But that just shows you how much they love Street Fighter, to sit down and just enjoy some matches all together and root for their favorite players. Sometimes they have some of the matches for Street Fighter League. I think last year or the year before that. No, it was last year. They played some of the matches at like one of the Red Bull Gaming Tokyo Sphere, and it was super sick to see the interactions of like Takaki popping off in the crowd and stuff like that. It was just like really electric. So like there is there's a lot of want to watch these, either they're online or offline, in person. You can see it right there. It's a packed house right there. You can catch this for Street Fighter League Japan, or I'm assuming for other ones like World Warrior or other events, the many that they have over in LAN Japan.
Yeah, and we just got word as well. BSPO is doing a mirror stream as well as we speak. So hello to all the BSPO viewers. Obviously, we're doing the English broadcast. They might not see us, but it's always good to say hello and say maybe konbanwa as well, because it is evening time, or it will be evening time very soon over in Japan at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Shouts out if you all can see us, but also you can tweet out, let people know what's going on. I know we have a little bit of a free showing for a little bit for I think our first round, if I'm not mistaken. So you get to view this, and then if you want to access more, you can definitely do so. But again, live viewings are going to be going on for today and tomorrow. So there's a lot to be able to view, or go out to view, I should say. So get your popcorn, kick it with your boys and girls, have some good times, you know, saying, oh, I love this character, or I don't like this character. You need to buy a ticket for the full stream. So if you want the full thing, the full stream, you have to buy a ticket to do so. We're going to give you a little bit of a taste test, and after that, you'll have to buy the ticket. But it'll definitely be worth it. I think having a little bit of, I don't even say an appetizer, this feels like a full course meal at this point, to be able to see what's going on, like these people are right now, of Street Fighter League, and get to see a glimpse of the regulation season is going to be nothing short of excellent.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to it, and I really am envious and happy as well that the Japanese team, they show up in full force. They come out in droves, and they come and just enjoy the show. And we saw it with some of the interviews at EWC with the Reject fans. It's like, hey, we got into it via this event or via this player, and we've loved it ever since. And that just like permeates throughout the Japanese community, and it's only been great stuff. Good vibes from there as well, and long may that continue for Street Fighter 6's lifespan. But up next, as you can see on your screen, they have got all the captains of every team for a short interview. They're all doing it from their homes as well. Shouts to the production team for making this happen, by the way. But this is valuable insight from all the players. These guys are on TikTok. Coming into the preseason as well as the regular.
嬉しいかなと思ってます。はい。なるほど。
Yeah, we're gonna get word in here. Our translation's going soon, but it's good to see Kosa as the captain. He's definitely been a big mind of Street Fighter. If you ever watch, if you all have ever watched his his training and how he is like finding these like really cool punishes when he did so with Ken. Even before that, he was like a big Zeku player and things like that, pioneering that character. He's very much a student of the game, and you definitely can see that when he is like teaching other people on his stream and things like that. Also a really nice guy and an ice skater too as well, so he's a man of many talents.
Wait, okay, he is built different. Hey, we've got Daigo the Beast on here. Okay, is his mic on? Please tell me his mic's on.
I think he's muted.
What? Oh no, he's not. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him very shortly.
We're gonna get him eventually. Eventually. But while we wait for that, we got Kosa. We'll go back to him real quick. We were expecting a later match, but this was perfectly fine for us. Pretty difficult to pick his player, the player that they want to use. We'll have to wait and see for the match.
Oh, beautiful. We got him. We got him, both.
ですよね。関係ないですよね。はい。まあ今年は普段はない初の試み。
It's never a dull moment with Daigo, whether it's on camera or off camera. We saw him of his performance at EWC. He had a great set with Mena RD, by the way, the second time they've encountered. Now, he's got a very important role to play, and I think he knows that because he wasn't the captain last year for Team Reject. So this is a tall order, but it's something that Daigo's unfamiliar with, Cola.
At the same time, though, he's ready to fight. You know, it feels like he's more informed to be more of a competitor. You know, I think that matching him with Mena RD, the exhibition kind of lit a fire in him. So Daigo did say nothing matters about who we match up with or when we match up. We're at full power already, so it doesn't matter who comes up and who we send. I love that energy. I love that confidence, Daigo.
Yeah,
チームで
we need
去
that. And
年一緒に組
I
んだ
am
ヒカルとかもいたりとか
very curious
で、まあ、すごい
to
注目して
hear what
て
Momochi
で
has to
タイプ
say
ラの
because
うちも20代
again,
を中心に
that was a
非常にフレッシュ
strategical
なチー
pick
ムとなっているの
bringing
で、
Mena
まあ、ちょっと前
RD
哨戦と
over
しては
and
すごく
slightly
いい試合という
recalibrating
か
the
世
team.
代のちょっとストリートファイターが
As
見
you
れるん
said,
じゃない
a
かな
big
と、はい、
talking
思い
point
ます
for Zayton right now is the
からまだ
characters
自信が伺えます
Momochi's
ね
pick. So we are going to find out very shortly
ありがとうご
what
ざいます
Aru
期待しております
did after Momochi.
はい
It looks like he's ready for it as well. Listen, he's been an Evo champion in the past, so he knows what's going on. So it's really interesting to see what will unfold there. But as we find out quickly what's going to be happening in Momochi's interview, we got Takagi of Riddle coming up. So this is going to be interesting.
I didn't know he was the captain. That is something I didn't know. Excuse me, Takaki. Let me put some more respect on your name because I didn't previously. Go see the young gun take charge. Well, what she did say though, we will face Riddle, and he had been watching for that team since they have our former teammate Hikaru. But we are also a young team, so we'll be all right. Didn't even mention Minna. Wasn't even necessary. They said, you know what the business is. Minna to come through and clean up. That wasn't what he said, but that was the intention behind the word somehow, some way. Now Takaki though, leading the charge after just being introduced to Street Fighter League last year is also the tall order. But I feel like he'll be just fine because I feel like he loves this environment. He loves competition, and with Blanca being what he is, it'll be a-okay.
Oh yeah, look, and look, he did say we were practicing every day. We are all ready. The key part being every day, by the way. It's very important when it comes to top level competitive play in Street Fighter 6. You have to practically play or at least think about the game. Heck, maybe even brush your teeth. But we are like with Street Fighter 6, but we are.
僕仲いい人多いんでグッパチやっぱり対戦したいなと思ったんですけどまさか対戦できるとはっていう
Kichi, also another one who is stepping up to be a leader. Usually it's Sako, right? For past couple of years, it feels like it's been Sako leading the charge for Fabu Gaming. But it seems like there's been a lot of shift in the direction of having new people come up as the captain. So again, Takaki, now Ryukichi. Gachiku though, he's been a long-standing captain for a big, long while. That guy has always been leading the charge for his team. And honestly, it makes sense. He's such a big lab rat that I feel like that knowledge that he has about the game, he could just spread it out to the rest of his team and help them with certain matchups and things like that. Even if he doesn't play the characters, he's in the lab against those characters to understand them. Just watch the stream. He's always doing that.
All right, so we did have Ryukichi stay there already and was really expecting to play Good 8 squad. Okay, so they came prepared. Now, with Good 8 squad and Gachikun, like we said, Gachikun's like a technical wizard and he's always learning something new. And his drive gauge management has really stood out to me in recent months in terms of the Japanese community. And when his drive gauge management has gotten better, his overall gameplay and just his neutral, his understanding of Street Fighter 6, as you mentioned, Kola, has gotten better. So him showing that confidence in his gameplay, but not only that, through the captaincy role, because the captaincy role is integral, because the energy, just the reassurance it gives the team. Gachikun's a cool, calm, collective man, so I'm really looking forward to how he pioneers and captains this team throughout this season.
The man that left business life behind to be full-time esports, it's Aqua. You know, he's got two great characters. He's great at both those characters. He's got the Blanc, he's got the JP. I feel like Blanca, obviously we know is great no matter what. I mean, he's got some really cool new stuff. Not for the opponent. But the JP, slight adjustments. I feel like they have pulled back a little bit in JP's power level in terms of like his wake-up decisions and things like that. But Aqua was not really the type to like wake up and do amnesia so continuously. So I feel like that doesn't really nerf him that much in that way. And he'll be able to adjust real quickly. He's got a new squad, new players, and new people to be able to have on his team. Seiya is the leader for Nagoya ATP Oja. Him as the captain. I gotta give big ups to him. It's rare to see someone stay with Chun-Li. I feel like this season might be better for her because there have been adjustments to other characters to kind of pull them down and maybe might help her in some matchups. Possibly, I'll have to fully go through the list of what she has to deal with. But I feel like there's more of a reason to pick her than ever than picking like, well, I'll pick Mai or whatever the case. So even more so, I feel like he'll be rewarded being a character specialist.
Yes, gonna be interesting to hear. As we get the situation regarding Seiya's interview shortly. We did get some words from Gachikun before, saying the team's really shaped up. FAP Gaming is a fun team, and we really like having them on a different division since we get to practice with them. But for today, we are matched up, so we're going to go all out. You can see that the captains have a very similar philosophy in terms of what they need to do. They get the memo. They know what the MO is. They say, hey, we just need to get that dub. Speaking of the dub, is this man here on Crazy Raccoon? It's good to see Dogura, and that Elena has been doing the work for a couple of months in recent big events, Cola. So it's going to be interesting to hear his mindset or interview as to what he's looking to do with Crazy Raccoon. Like we said, as we said, the interviews as they're coming in, we've got some answers for you guys. We're getting a quick translation. Appreciate the guys that are translating it in the production team. That's not easy to do. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Crazy Raccoon's got to do.
You know, Aqua, go back to him real quick. He said he has Taki P, who's very strong, very young, and he says he's ready. Seiya said, first time as a captain, haven't been able to sleep. We're watching out for Hibiki and fighting for who goes for him. We don't want to go. They don't want to all go together. So they're trying to figure out who's going to go up. But I do feel like behind that is just careful consideration, and then it'll be confidence after. We're going to get Dogura's words soon, but it's also good to see Dogura back up. You mentioned his Elena's been doing. Absolutely. I think it was you or one of the other commentators that it was like maybe during EWC or before Evo France, before he got that big one over in Evo France, that Dogura plays first more than other Elena players, and it kind of took that blueprint from there. All the other Elena players are like, oh, this is how to play the character. He was the first one to showcase the character strong. He's only gotten stronger, and he's only gotten stronger too. So again, I expect a lot from Crazy Raccoon as well. He said, I couldn't understand, sorry. So I'm guessing they tried to ask some questions. He was just not listening and not paying attention. I'm not sure, Dogura. What's going on, bro?
Oh man, I love these guys. They're starting to bring out the personality's been coming out. We started to hear the true thoughts. I mean, I'm cool with it. He's got that player mindset. I think he just wants to play.
Yeah. So hand me the stick. It's the GOAT, yeah, one of the most technical bison players in the world. We'll go back to Mago real quick, though. He said, we're facing Crazy Raccoon. The grandpas, right? We won't be losing to them. Hold up. Now, Mago.
Hold on.
Like in their age group, though?
You know what I mean? Game recognizes game. He knows what's up. If we're playing the grandpas, he knows. He wouldn't have said that if he didn't know Cola.
That's true. You're right. You're right. True unction happening over there in that bout. I understand.
I mean, listen, it's great the guys can have a laugh. They know they're at the age. Maybe now's the next generation. Now will be able to work where these guys can play amongst themselves and they can, drink some water, get some Red Bull in, get the games going, and talk some Street Fighter. They know how to have a good laugh. That's the most important thing.
That is true. It's great to see, again, of all ages, various ages still being able to play these games. I mean, speaking of someone that's been a long-standing player, you would know he's definitely been out here for a long time. Itabashi Zenki, man of many games, especially with that Street Fighter 6. And you mentioned that he could be running to the Alex because that character's looking mad good. Geef is fine, as we've seen with the Geef players, still shooting up these top spots. I feel like he is in a great position. And again, Jamie, he's looking good too. I was talking about the production with this. It's like Jamie's looking really strong these days, so much that we've seen other players kind of test the waters with the man of the drinks. There is one person I wouldn't even say worried about, but I'm curious about, and that's KB. Last year, very dominant. And yes, Maya is a tool that he was using, but I don't think it was only because of Maya. So I'm curious to see where his talents are going to lead him to be, and will retain that same sort of dominance.
Yeah, look, he's a real strategist, a real scientist, a real technician when it comes to Street Fighter. So I have no doubt he might be able to replicate what he did last year, last season, getting one of the highest tallied points. I wouldn't put it past him. It's in his luck. And joining Detonation Focus League in replacement for Goichi, because Goichi did step down from the Street Fighter League to focus on other committees. That's a very big deal. So They've got big shoes to fill, but this team, they can cause some havoc. You know what? And we got words from Itazan right now. I don't understand Japanese fully, but I could tell just by the body language, and he pointed at Margot-san when he's looking at the camera. And I said, it's something to do with what Margot said earlier about the grandpas. And we got it here. It says, first of all, Margot, please mute yourself. It doesn't matter who comes up. I'm just going to throw everyone out. Itabashi knows what's up. He said, hang on there a sec, Grandpa. Hang on a sec. Let me come in and show you what we're going to do here. We're going to do some work. That's what you want to know.
Tossing them out of the nursing home is crazy work. As well as Yanai had came to this interview before, it was like, hey, we did some animal therapy. We went to the hot springs. We went for the fans, and they're like, yeah, that nation is a very strong team, but we're gonna beat them down. Itazan's like, yo, let me throw shots over at Mago. That's crazy. Definitely the type to focus on other things, but he'll be focused on the match real soon, which we're gonna be focusing on real soon. This again is very different than what we usually have in the regulation season. You just have the divisions fighting it out in between each other, intramural type beat, right? But you have to wait until the grand finals to see Division F and Division S at their highest go at each other. But here you get something way different. They get to battle each other out. You heard it from the Fabu Gaming people. They were like, yeah, usually we get to play with them, but now we can't because we have to play against them possibly. So you can't just go and get that practice from the other division, get that matchup knowledge, get that ideation. You have to be wary of what you say to them or what information you give to them.
I mean, these guys need to bring their A game and bring their battle strategies ready. I think certain players need to bring their walking sticks with the way they were talking. I was kind of worried about that. They might need to bring their walking stick and be careful that they don't get tossed out of the nursing home, as St. Cola alluded to. But either way, they're coming here to play some Street Fighter 6. We're going to be enjoying the action and bringing you it live until we get there. But honestly, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I need to go over still a couple of the characters' changes and see how they are in full effect. I only got to browse or glance over, you know, Luke, Viper, Mai, Bison, Alex, and obviously I've been focusing a lot on Yasmin, so I'm very curious, as we spoke about before, maybe one of these guys will whip out Yasmin today. Maybe they're prepping the Yasmin for the actual season. And bear in mind as well, because this is actually a big deal, I don't think enough people talk about this, is throughout this season, we're going to get at least 3 DLC characters within the season. Definitely 2. Yasmin and Arjun will... They will definitely come. I don't know who's going to bring them in, but... Oh, here's the important reveal. Cola talks them. Here's the reveal.
Brother. First of all, Machabo with the Ryu kind of makes sense. Ryu's been a strong component for Machabo every so often. I like the Zakuma, but the Ryu was just fine. Of course, Yas will play nothing but Ryu. But Kosa coming through with the Ken. It has been a long time since I've seen him play that character in a serious matter. It's usually about the Akuma. He was like, I want to replicate things like Zeku has with the flips. It's like with the dive kick. Same with Akuma. He's like, I see the vision. But him going back to Ken is crazy. And Ken did get some great buffs. Crouching medium punch, way more of a stable tool, so it allows him to have more A, meterless routes, B, more damage, and that step kick is so fast. Yes, they nerfed it in some other ways where you can't use it in certain scenarios, but you can like link it to level 2. There's like nice little meaty setups and scenarios. It's wild to see him go up with a character like Ken though against Ryu, but then again, I've been hearing on the streets that Akuma players don't like the Ryu matchup. They just don't like how explosive the damage is, so maybe that's the reason why he selected, or went, I should say, back to Ken.
Yeah, that's interesting. I thought he would have jumped on the Ryu train, or at least he would have stuck out with Akuma. I think Akuma's still in a pretty decent spot. And listen, a lot of the community almost gaslit me until I actually started watching Kawano streams and a few other top-level Akumas in the Japanese region. Said, hang on a minute, you can't fool me. Don't do that. But yeah, there's 3 Ryus in this lineup here, and there is 1 Ken. He now going with the Ryu's interesting. Obviously, with even Sagat didn't really get changed that hard, and he's been doing a lot of work with Sagat, especially in his recent performance at the Esports World Cup. But I guess just to shake things up a little bit and keep the Ryu laser focused and sharp, why not test him out in the preseason for Street Fighter League Japan?
I guess that does make sense. Yeah, I think Sagat is absolutely fine. The changes are a little detrimental to like his damage, obviously scaling the crouching medium punch, But you did get some cool stuff. Like if you use the OD Nexus overhead, it's like -3, so it's not punishable. So like you have like a more of like a quote-unquote true mix-up that doesn't leave you punishable, right? Like it does leave you kind of close to them, so like you're -3 in striking or throw distance, I do believe. But it means that you can do that without having to worry about eating a punish that could be like a side switch or whatever it may be. So you can spin a little bit of bar to ensure that does happen. You did get like a medium follow-up too as well, some more damage up in the corner. So he gets the spin and the medium DP, so he has more access to a damage route. So like they did give him some other things. I think the intention also is to nerf the Stampede kick, so he's not just like flailing with that button. So like he's still strong, like he's still great. I think in this version he's still a fantastic pick. So we'll see if he has to pull him out later on, if he does come up either today or tomorrow. But back to the Ryus though, definitely the popular pick for a lot of people. But I feel like I've seen Ryu be picked up previous seasons and not always work out for some players. You mentioned that Kosa should maybe try that, and in the past he did for a while, but after a while I feel like he kind of fell out of favor with the character. I don't think he really melded with the character very well, so it might be a matter of that too. But either way, it's out of Ryu right now to start things off for our first match.
Yeah, look, you're right. A lot of these characters are viable tools in a tournament setting or a highly competitive setting, but you want these characters to kind of fit like a glove and mesh your playstyle and make you be in maximum comfort zone, not on cruise control, but you want to be in maximum comfort. That's close enough. And the thing is as well is these guys will know by results, right, if it's working for them or not. In the preseason, do you get the point for the team or not? In the regular season, do you accumulate the 10 points? Do you accumulate the 20 points via the anchor match? They will learn very quickly what works and what doesn't work. And like you said, week in, week out, heck, bi-weekly, these guys are preparing as much just to get something here for the big team. But we are getting into this Division F versus Division S preseason match. Ryu EMEAA, Machabo going up against Yas.
Oh, let's get it. Macho not in the classic costume, kind of surprised. It's Yas that is in the black. This is going to be a hard matchup, I think, for Machabo in some ways, because Yas has been playing Ryu at just a higher level. Look at the spacing, perfectly done. Whip pushes the low forward, the top two takes him in the corner, and that throw is going to burn out Machabo. Immediate DI before the level 1 becomes a factor.
That stun wasn't too bad, only because he's able to replenish his whole drive stock here, and he can try and mount a comeback while Yas is below the drive gauge safe them, but he does get whiff punished with the sweep here. And Machabo, I don't think he's had any groundbreaking results in Street Fighter 6, but he's still a formidable opponent. So maybe this could be the season for him, Cola.
I hope so. We'll see more from the one of the classic players out here in the business. Like that close range fireball and the meter kick, disrupting the rhythm here of Yas. Plays his own fireballs now. He tries to get close and comfortable, interrupts the drive rush.
Yeah, it looks like what they're trying to do is play outside a hot kick range while using medium or maybe heavy fireball there as well before they really want to strike out their attack and get a drive rush into the solar plexus here. That did get buffed as well. But he is going to get the 3-piece. What he trade though?
Again, close range fireball pokes. Careful those big buttons like staying fierce. We've already seen it be whip punish. The dash up is check the challenge. It should be the end for him with a level 1. Yes, sir. Shinku Hadouken. Good kill. That's 2 bars to his pocket. Final round.
Drive rush overhead, but only the second hit connected. That's a very unawkward. That's a very awkward situation. I haven't really seen that, especially in a Ryu EMEAA, to be honest with you, but it is not trying to regain the lead with Cola.
Takes a throw immediately on wake up. These fireballs are so close. They're brutally interrupting like any sort of specials, it feels like. Bulky kicks, the drive rushes, the pickup. Yas is so technical. It's absolute terror with this character. Overhead from that distance. It hit. You gotta be kidding me. Level 2 this man.
And there you have it, exhausting all the meter for game number 1 with the Shin Hashigeki. And you see the smile on Yas's face. Again, this guy has been playing Ryu. He has been a Ryu aficionado for as long as I can remember. And you are seeing that exemplified in his gameplay. Game number 2.
Just so technical with the character. I mean, he's been playing for so long, as you mentioned. We do see a media conversion right here. Before I sing the praises of Yas, I might be singing as eulogy, bro. This is looking difficult. You're nice and close. You're worried about the 4 fears. There's a part of the buffs that have been given to him. He tried to go for it. Interrupted. Tatsu back to mid-screen. Take this throw.
Trying to get the parry there, but another pick up there from Yas. Walks away out of respect for the Shoryuken, but he does slump him in the face with a stand fist, and he's going to cancel into another Shin Hashigeki, and it's going to get him another round on the board. We're getting close to putting one board on the scoreboard here for Team Reject, Cola.
You're not lying. I'll start to play on that stand meter kick stuff. Take it towards the corner. Let's look at decision. Back rise, buttons.
Oh no,
big
no!
mistake. This man not gonna wait to punish. Do we side switch here? No, we just take the mid-screen position.
Oh boy, he gave up some free damage there just because of that execution error, and he's still trying to find his footing in this match. He has 3 bars on deck. Lovely defensive perfect there from Yas, but he is going to cancel into the Shin Shoryuken here is Makoto, because he needs to cash out everything he can just to give himself a lifeline in this dogfight.
Back in the green. Yeah, prevent the fireballs. Stand meter kick as a disruptor again. And the whip punch against the stand fierce. Okay. Dominance up in the corner, but a lot of bar was spent at the bottom.
Okay, with the drive rush check there in the standing light kick, a lot of the guys are getting better at drive rush check with the lights, especially up close. And he doesn't dodge the fireball. And again, you mentioned this earlier, Cola. His pickups from those juggles with the drive rush have been nothing but sensational here for Yas.
Very simple. Now the fake outs with the Hashokeki. Typical season 1 stuff. Take him towards the corner again with the Tatsu. Take that trade. Harass him with a big button right after. I like that. Would have tagged him, would have been dang near over, but it might just be over right now. This is dump truck damage. Lay it out. Yas is gonna take it, and this was the perfect pick to come up. Who better to know Ryu than one of the people that has been playing this character since the dawn of Street Fighter 6, who understands every iota, who people have asked to get the blueprint from. This guy is Ryu embodied. It is Yas, and he is. If this, I mean, this is what we're gonna see in Street Fighter League. Watch out other teams.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Ryu personified, and he felt extremely comfortable. And you can see it there. The first point on the board for the entirety of Street Fighter League Japan 2026 preseason does come from Yas for Team Reject. And I do like this choice. Now that I think about it, I do like this choice from Team Reject, because these two need to break into the league and get accustomed to it as quickly as possible. So it's a very strategic pick from Fudo and Daiga. And getting these guys on board, because again, they have the reactions, they have the technical prowess, but the experience and just the composure, the older generation can give that to them. And as long as they get that reassurance week in and week out, there's nothing to fear for these guys, especially if you've got a dedicated Ryu specialist in Yas, and a guy that can alternate between characters with Hinao. Hinao might even bring back his Luke. You never know.
Oh, that's true. He did play Luke at the last CPT, didn't he? Or the one that he qualified through for the CPT finale last year. That is a good point. This is a man of many characters, and if they're Shotos, he knows how to operate them. Kosa, though, I wonder, again, is this Ken pick ready for the likes of Hinao, who you mentioned, the sharpening of the Ryu? But I don't think Kosa would pull up with a Ken if he wasn't ready to use him in any sort of Street Fighter League fashion. And again, as a coach, there's a lot more weighing upon you to really get a W, even if it is for a preseason division battle for the potential to get home or away, depending on what you want to pick in the grand finale. But I want to see how this works out. I haven't really seen much Ken in the most recent era, so I'm curious about how this match is going to go. I feel like Ryu getting what he needs in terms of like these increased adjustments for him continuously over these patches maybe makes it a little more difficult as a general thing for Ken. It's not a matchup that I get to typically see enough these days, so I definitely want to use this as like a descriptor, I guess.
Sorry. You know what? I love this team, because just to give you just a little bit of context, when we were setting up, I couldn't get my camera to fit the screen a little bit, and then I had the same issue, but for different reasons. That's pretty funny.
He said, whoa, let me catch this right before the match. He said, time out.
That's beautiful. No, honestly,
he said, hold up, man.
He's got newfound energy, man. I love it, and he is so ready for this. And he's still trying to adjust his camera. This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
I'm glad they have the same problems as us, man. It makes them feel more human.
Oh, for sure. Like for sure. I can't disagree with that. I cannot deny that.
Okay, once he fixes his camera, he'll be all set. But again, you know, this is the first of two, so he can switch, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like you can't switch, but you'd rather not do so in the first of two. It's kind of a little iffy. Rather do it in like a first of three, we have more time to acclimate if you need to, and then bring it back from the brink, as we've seen so many times over at Street Fighter League anchor positions. But yeah, I want to see what the Ryu is doing with him, because he definitely plays a little bit different. You know, it is a benefit to only have to worry about, let's say, maybe not worry about one character, but worry about two Ryus. It's like, okay, one guy plays Ryu, the other guy plays Ryu and Sagat. So like, all I have to do is study Ryu and Sagat. I don't have to study like 3 or 4 different characters or whatever, right? So I have to study 2 characters. But they play so differently. He now definitely plays way more differently. His button economy is way more than your typical Ryu player. Let's see how he switches it up against Kosa on the Ken.
Yes. All right, so he goes in with the Ryu here. And again, he has got a very malicious Ryu, but it works out for his style, and he gets the laid back heavy kick into the Shoryuken here. And look at that. You can already tell Ola with the bloodlust in his gameplay of how quickly he got that round 1.
He is just so fast at finding weaknesses. Round start, donkey kick, able to hit and interrupt. Low 4 rings true though from the Kin. Crouching to punch into the chin buster. Tatsu up in the corner for the Oki. The trade. Now find a way outside this corner with the bigger buttons. No, it's kind of right instead here for Kosa.
All right, there you go. Kosa coming back or responding in kind. Jump back medium punch. Now, he can't cancel into the Tatsu because he's jumping away, not jumping forward, but he is going to be able to convert into the target combo from that jab check. And you can see it. These guys are rapid with the reactions, and they're meticulous with that spacing to know exactly how to punish accordingly. Speaking of which, the target combo there from Kosa.
That Sammy kicked perfectly. Waited and baited the parry. Walk up throw. One hit's gonna do it. The control that he has up in the corner is what you should have as a Kin player. Even with the scale damage, it doesn't matter. Catch this cutscene because you catch in these hands. Level 3.
There you go. And like we said earlier, Cola, what did he check the drive rush with? A jab. These guys they're accustomed to it. There was a time where people were still struggling, especially at ranges mid-range or further away, because you didn't know the speed, or you weren't comfortable with the speed of the drive rush, or what button they were going to throw out, or if they're going to cancel into a special. But at a close range, these guys are extremely comfortable and on point with drive rush checking with jabs.
So it's perfect parries. You already see him ready with the perfect parry with the it's a fireball. Nice little step back, enhanced Tatsu. In the way that he controls the corner, he understands this is where we're going to make the magic happen. Whoa, just wall crouch fears? Step kick? All right.
Oh, I think he tried to bait out a parry there from Kosa. He now did with that fake Hashigeki, but it didn't quite work out. He's going to have to fight tooth and nail to get out of the corner. And the perfect parry there from your boy Kosa. Hasn't got a level 2, but that's still pretty beefy, perfect parry damage.
Yeah, real good. If you get that bar up, you can threaten with the OD fireball, drive rush jab, of course. Walks back outside the range. He is tantalizing him to play some buttons. Either it's like a punish on blocking the donkey kick, or the whip punish you see right there with the stampede kick. Kosa trying to bring this back for Saishun Kansou Kumoto.
Damn, okay. Got slumped there. And then a forward throw. Gonna build on this momentum. Tried to bait a throw, but Kosa didn't bite Cola.
More Pierce for the plus range, nice and close. Yeah, that is so dangerous now, that forward Pierce out for a throw. Makes you have to hold these even more. He's put it in his mind. Kosa actually woke up with a button though. Back throw.
Back throw. Oh boy, this is not looking good. And I like that he now was pressing a couple of heavies just to get his dry gauge back to avoid a burnout sequence from Kosa if he identified it. But it's going to be irrelevant now because he does get the drive rush overhead. And he now, I love it because I can see his Ryu, but I can't see him in his camera.
He is a shrimp. Gamer leaned Forward fierce in the gut, he works. His harassment, he has set up shop for this exact moment. Yeah, Kosa's been waking up with a lot of buttons, a lot of obstinance. He now says, stop all that. Big level 3, bring it back from the brink. He's recognized all the defensive habits that have been running through for Kosa, and they've been more active than not, it feels.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that observation from you. This is the thing. You can't be comfortable doing one thing. You can't be highly offensive. You can't be too passive because your opponent will identify that and try to exploit it really quickly. So being active is actually probably one of the go-to, if not one of the best solutions to do it. It's just how active you want to be, and you have to be very strategic where you're going to plan to do it. You have to balance things out. Find that complete balance, you know?
Fully balanced as all things should be. Yeah, speaking of risk, hits that sweep. The Hashokeki preemptively stuffing and stopping something. What's the wake up? We see jabs so much. He tried to go for the tick. Unfortunately, he thought a tick though, excuse me, was coming through. Was not happening at all. Was a shimmy. I mean, Kosei, he took a few throws for a while, but the alteration of like that forward pierce just makes you want to do something different.
Well, the thing is as well, you're going to be in the corner quite frequently. Oh, he's going to get a good punish here into the target combo. He is going to go for a Dragon Lash as well. Yeah, if you're frequently in the corner, you're eventually going to buy it. Like, it doesn't matter how like often, or like eventually you will buy it. So, and there it is. Ooh, okay.
Wristed for the overhead.
He's trying to press a button into level 3. That's what he wants. He wants one button into level 3. If he can get it, that's going to be the round here. And he gets an execution error. That might have been a fireball.
Bars back.
Cool.
He's buffering though. Kosa's buffering, looking for an opening. Good throw. We took another one. He jumps. Cross-cut DP in the jab. Oh my god.
Dude. To have the mental fortitude and identify that and not panic, especially going for the cross-cut DP in the corner, because he now tried to bait a wake-up level 3. That is brilliant stuff there from Kosa, and he might be able to regain his composure if his life bar doesn't have other plans here. So he's going to lose about 50% in the process. Trying to find this comeback. Kosa, can he do it?
I don't know, bro. It's looking real dark for my man. Delay throw. More option here. The wake-up jab again. It's not worked out. There's not much for Hina to fear. And there's so much for Kosa to fear when he has that lead, the drive gauge to utilize, and being able to sniff out these offensive options up from the corner. I get it. Take a few throws, it's time to react with something different. But man, the pressure that he now puts on with the drive gauge behind, with the lead behind, it makes everybody scramble.
And then look at that, you can see it already. 14 reject, 2 points on the board here. Solid 2-0, and Machibo and Kosa couldn't do it for Kumamoto, despite being solid and world-class players. Remember, Kosa all a premier event, so that match we saw just now was a run back at Grand Finals and Winners Final at Battle Arena Melbourne between Kosa and Hinao, obviously for under a different context. So it was, and obviously Kosa was using a different character because it was a different version of the game. You can see it there. Hinao still has a good read on Kosa and his habits as a player.
Yeah, you definitely see that, especially against the defensive habits. Even with a different character, it's cool that Hina was able to hyper focus on what happens in the corner. Like it felt like the game plan shifted for both players when they got up in the corner. Like Kosa's like, I can trap you with the jump back medium, as you mentioned, and things like that, and keep the harassment on. But then Hina was like, if I put you in the corner, you got to worry about forward fears, the throw pressure, which is so close because Ree was like within kissing distance. It's actually crazy. And then, you know, like walk back to catch you going for like a throw tech opportunity. So these things all added up to the big boy damage you expect from Ryu. Obviously, there's risk here and there. My man went to burn out a few more times than maybe he wanted to try to get that overhead, but he was able to stay solid. This is who comes up for Zeta Division Geek League. There is no Mena RD. In my heart of hearts, I thought Mena would come up with Yamaguchi, but it's going to be Yamaguchi and Higuchi going up with Tagaki and Hikaru.
Okay. I'm actually feeling this lineup. Actually, Higuchi versus Hikaru. That makes sense because these guys have they used to be on the same team together. So that makes a lot of sense. These guys they were training partners before. They probably understand each other's player tendencies down to the microscopic T. I think these guys are very comfortable in terms of how they will let this matchup unfold. I think the thing for me that's interesting here is Yamaguchi still on the Mai, but then again, there hasn't been that much time to really pick another character, explore another character. So he just has to see what this new Mai has to offer. I think she's still pretty strong. We just haven't found out what the reason is now, because over time, she used to be super strong before Capcom Cup 11, just when she released in February 5th back in 2025. But now, what's happened over time? She's been normalized. I think that's the best way to encapsulate what's happened. She's been normalized, toned down in a couple areas, because she had a very potent game plan, or a prevalent game plan throughout the past couple of months, and she was a very popular character at the highest level of play. And the developers have actually taken time and gone, hey, we still want it to be effective, but in a different way everyone can work with. And we're going to actually see how Yamaguchi, the EVO 2026 champion, can actually showcase some of those changes in this upcoming match.
I feel like someone like Yamaguchi, who is such a spacing monster, isn't going to have too much issue throwing out stand medium punch in ways that would get him in trouble, which is one of the nerfs that kind of happened to her. Made it way more easy to whip punish that button. Actually made it whip punishable in the first place. And then also level 1 as like a wake up decision, no longer like a thing. It's not really a reversal anymore for the most part. That I feel like is not something that Yamaguchi would wake up with in general. Was level 1? I don't feel like he was one of those my players. I could be wrong, but just recency bias from what I've watched in my brain right now, at least. I feel like he was not one to wake up like that continuously. So I don't know if those are things that are going to really mess with his game plan that much. You're right that they did tone her down. But I agree. I think that she's been normalized. But in a game where you have world-busting characters, you know what I'm saying? That strength level, that's still very high. However, that level 1, if he wanted to do that, or that becomes a part of his game plan, can never be even more so, because Blanca did a nice little new buff, having that further electricity if he, I think if he holds it or taps it, whatever the case may be, because the projectile so he cannot wake up level 1s. If he holds it, okay, if he holds it. That makes him have these like really nasty, meaty +2 scenarios you have to deal with.
Yeah, we're going to see how those changes unfold over time, but we will get to that as well. Bear in mind, obviously, the hot topic with Zeta is Mena RD with the Blanca and what other characters he's going to be bringing to the table, because he did bring out a Mai in the Esports World Cup, and people were surprised. But if you watch Topanga and 1 or 2 tournaments before that, he has whipped out a Mai for several reasons. But there are other formidable Blancas in the Japanese region. We are looking at Takagi as one of them right now. Aqua has a very capable and competent Blanca as well, which we will be probably seeing him later today down the line. So it is super important to get that out of the way. So the average, the knowledge of Blanca has just been elevating. The Blanca knowledge inflation has gone up. Let's just put it like that. It's gone up. It's increased. We're getting a better understanding now. Bear in mind, you're battling with the fact as well he's being adjusted over time, but the foundation of Blanca, you have a better understanding here. And Yamaguchi, he is going to showcase, or hopefully illustrate, some of the stuff he's been considering. As you mentioned, my stand medium punch did get toned down because her buttons have gone through severe changes. They've gone through severe changes, but they're still special cancellable, they're still highly effective. So let's see how much work the opponents of Mai have been putting in. But Yamaguchi steps up to the plate, and he's going to be ready to get a point on the board for Team Zeta, while Takagi is going to be looking to get those points for Team Ridden.
Look at that on the minus ring, just walking on in there with the throw. Stroll a little bit too confidently right there. The crouch shooting punch was there to meet him with the DRC. Trade conversion, lift off, slides on in, nice and close.
All right, delayed rotate there, already trapped in the corner, and that is a substantial life lead for Takagi right now. Notice as well, nice whiff punish. We saw Yamaguchi using crouching heavy punch. I know they got a couple of changes as well. Not sure what the actual breakdown of it was, but the whiff punish there, he's going to combo into Shout to Earth. I don't even think he needs it. And that's super important for
I like that adjustment. He did crouch fierce the second time, and then had the button right after that. Not letting Yamaguchi enter that space. Plus his held in the back medium kick. That crouch fierce again, very prevalent.
Yeah,
Level 1, mid screen.
Right? And well, this is the thing. I think one of the biggest things for Mai now is how is she gonna combo into level 1. That's one way you can do it.
Oh yeah, because there's less. Eating him up continuously. 3 plates right now. So I go for a 4th. Gonna pay for that. It's hard to throw out the fireballs. Slide is a factor. These jumps, if he finds the right mark.
Well, like you said, there is. Oh, there we go. Gonna get the cross cut anti-air. Yeah, as you said, Yamaguchi is a spacing monster. The accuracy in his spacing and his decisions is integral. You can say he's trying to exercise as much patience as he possibly can. Gets the DP option select here as well. He just needs one button, maybe a no context drive rush to get in and take that round, and he's gonna get low forward as a whiff punish into that round. Then you can see it. You can see the neutral. He's trying to exercise more patient, be more disciplined, because he knows some of the moves he used to use. Can't throw them out willy-nilly anymore.
Yeah, patient that button economy. Does get the crouch fierce this time. Got the counter it. Got a button preemptively. He's been sitting out a little bit more continuously. Right, Shep right after they commit to a full conversion, light the OD. Like he's trying to feast on this drive gauge and really push towards the corner for some help. Yamaguchi spins the rest of his bar, ODDP, and burn up. Still has Bardo's name at the bottom. Level 2, only way to really bust through, and that is not the best way to do it.
Well, I mean, if he wants to avoid the drive impact, he has to do level 2 unless he replenishes his gauge. But as you mentioned before, because level 1 is no longer invincible on startup, there's going to be different decisions made by my players on defense now. And that's going to be one of the big ones. Trying to get the tap powering. Another DP option select there. Takagi hasn't paid attention to.
Crouch fierce, but don't punish counter. Love to have a slide right after. The bounce to lock him down. That's going to be the round right there. Going back to your point about not having level 1, the fact that he survived, he didn't have to spin that bar, and that's still a prevalent point that he could have maybe used a little bit later on. Yamaguchi's spacing is so excellent. His survivability is so excellent right now, too. Nerf might be danged. He is still working.
Well, I think the key word you mentioned there, Cola, was he survived. And we didn't use that term before. Not that often with mine. That's a very good way of putting it, Cola. I appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah, she survived. Fancy that.
Anyway. All right, there you go. Trying to pile on the pressure here. Got Takagi locked down. Gets the drive rush cancelled. He tried to hop through to try and bait the DP option select, but Yamaguchi pressed the medium punch with autocorrect. So that actually was very fortuitous for him there. That actually worked out, and he might have been conditioning Takagi's drive rush cancels on those scenarios there, Cola.
You're right. Really good point. Dominant. Adding up more and more. Stampede as a fan, the purple parry is there. Now getting really active with these preemptive buttons. Like, it's almost like what Blanca wants to do. When he wants to do the knee bombs, he like lurches forward. It's hard to deal with it. Same with that with her with crouch fierce.
Overhead. The level 1 is coming through. It's going to be the amplified Kaguru no Mai. And if he gets one more throw, he's closed out the set. And it isn't going to be, because Takagi thought so. But it is going to be a shimmy that takes it, and Yamaguchi gets a solid victory, 2-0 over Takagi.
What a defensive, footsie-based mind. Like, some of the other mind players, they want to do like drive rush jab and things like that, drive rush crouching. Light kick, when they get close enough, spin a lot of bar, maybe more with the fans. He's very much like, I'm within this space, I'll poke, I'll drive rush when I feel like I need to, but otherwise he is standing 10 toes in continuously. Again, going back to when he was in burnout, he was able to survive and not be pinned against the wall continuously. He was dog walking Tagaki outside the corner, which is kind of wild because that is the man of the jungle. That is the first time Division S has scored. It's all by Yamaguchi. Can they tie it up? Higuchi comes up against his teammate Karu, you know, I'm gonna defer to you on this one. What do you think about the Aki Guile matchup, just as an overall? I know this season might be a little bit different. I know that wasn't drastic changes on both sides of things, but what do you think about this overall?
I think it's slightly changed over time because obviously we actually saw it a fair bit in Europe when Rain Pro was down. Obviously Lex still remains here in the UK. Broski, another player, Zalis is fantastic as a young player, so we do see this matchup in a fair bit. Now the Aki players are saying it's pretty hard, but I think because of some universal changes and a couple of individual quality of life changes, it's probably gotten slightly easier. But because there hasn't been maybe like a massive shift in terms of how neutral is played in Street Fighter 6, I think the matchup is still in Guile's favor. It's just that you're more aware and more accustomed to what you should be doing. Those matchup nuances is what I'm getting at. So sometimes when the Aki players do get the win, it's because they've had to put in a lot more work. Perfect parrying the sonic booms. They've had to find out, you know, the spacing on bazooka knee, the spacing on soback kick. They've got new combos now, so they can survive a couple of situations a bit better because of the toxic blossom change it gives you, or it regains, replenishes more drive gauge back. There's all these little things that have been helping over time. And I said this last patch. I can't remember if it was the Alex patch or the Ingrid patch. There was a change I thought that was really the standout one, and it was the counter hit target combo into the ground bounce that lets you flash kick. I think it's been one of the best changes Guile's received in a little while. That's my personal opinion, though.
It's wild because Higuchi is so attuned at setting that counter situation up so continuously, but you only get like light flash kick, which is still a decent amount of damage. It doesn't leave you full screen like the heavy would. So that is a nerf that kind of hurts that a little bit, but man, this dude, it don't matter if Guile's good, bad, he is going to be a Guile player through and through. He skated underneath the heavy kick.
Well, I mean, look.
Dropped it low.
Hikaru's been on fire, because bear in mind, he did want to win. He won one of the World Warriors recently, and he done it in emphatic fashion. So this guy knows how to do his homework, and even after he won that, he went into training mode and did replay takeover and started doing some studying. But if there's anyone who knows how, you know, meticulous and accurate he is with his studying, it's going to be his former teammate, Higuchi. You can already see Hikaru got a decent lead here. Look at that counter hit conversion, and look at that beefy 30% there.
Perfect parry. Standing his ground. Anti-air's there with the crouch heavy kick, though. A lot of the work to do is, as long as he's got drive gauge, you're worried about OD Sonic. Boom. Driver's crouch heavy kick. If he gets close enough, commanding this corner right now with the boom, just the normal one so far. Oh man, we got a punch counter, would have been lights out.
Okay, drive reversal. There's a throw. Oh, I was thinking a throw is coming, but I think Hikaru knew that was coming as well. Perfect parry again. They gotta be careful of a jump. There it is. Literally, as I said it on cue, but it's gonna be one hard read here. He's gonna force a burnout though, and there you go. In some capacity, it was going to be a burnout in some regard, but Hikaru tried to delay his drive reversal a little bit to see if he can catch Higuchi off guard, but he exercised great patience there and got him round one.
I think he goes all that far. A level 2 in the first round. Very simple with the sonic booms, helping him build that gauge up. Oh, he hit the brakes and got the counter jab. Sweet, or knockdown. He'll take this throw, but can't take too much more though. Another one, low. The switch up, it's just too much. I mean, you stop feeling sorry for her when she puts a poison on you and she puts you up in the corner and then just runs her game plan.
Well, speaking of running the game plan, it's not as if Guile can't do it either here, and he's going to get another conversion into classic. And if Hikaru stays in the dry gauge danger zone, solid punch is going to come out, but he beat into the punch there, and it does get the Quasi-Yazi, the level 3, to regain as much dry gauge as possible.
Just fieldy flash kick. Now he's the one low in the drive gauge. Higuchi swing out that heavy kick a little bit too much, too often. Hikaru reads it properly. Empty overhead? What? You're a demon. You're an absolute demon.
And he gets the back throw after running behind the Nightshade Pulse. Limited options did Higuchi have. He didn't want to be overzealous. He wanted to try and find the clean hit into his level 3, but to no avail. But solid stuff there first game from Hikaru. That was really good.
Okay, I like that. Back here to the blade, don't do the normal sonic boom. Hikaru, one of the most aggressive Aki players. A very aggressive player, I think, overall, in terms of like his butt decisions and his bar expenditure. Taking full advantage of this momentum.
All right, just trying to bait something, trying to get Higuchi just to throw a couple of sonic booms there, gets the jump or the anti on the jump with the crouching heavy kick. And again, look at that spacing as well. Sometimes he'll walk away backdash to find a healthy space to allow him to jump or maybe get a nice hit pulse out, but no need. If conversion is the flash hit once again from Higuchi.
These blades, light kick, real strike throw hours, hella plus, the driver light kick. OD fireball, big follow-up. He actually went for the follow-up right after it.
Oh! Oh,
just too shy to get that throw. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, the block stun, they didn't help him out there. They actually beat him to the punch. Said, hey, I'm gonna do the work for you, make your grab with that, but I actually awarded Higuchi the round there, Cola. So he might be able to bring this one back.
Could be. Like the counterpoke right there, it was fake. The crouching medium punch wasn't able to convert in full. It's that matchup knowledge we were talking about. They know each other. They probably played a million sets. +2.
All right, forward throw. Both guys have their CA on deck here, but depending on the scenario, we could see a conversion to level 3 from Hikaru, or we could see a conversion into the double hurricane. Is he going to do the new change? No, he's going to go for the Oki instead. I know Guile got a new change where he could do double sonic hurricane as a combo now, but there's a hard read on the perfect parry. Are we getting a solid puncher? No.
More touch. Reversal jab on wake up. Get that bar back up with the green. Holding parry to do so, but there's the back throw. Drive rush forward, heavy kick. I think if you would have jumped back heavy kick, it might have hit. It's kind of dicey, so I understand why you want to jump back with a button. Got caught pressing a button. A medium is able to tag him, in him with every bit of bar at the bottom. Yeah, whatever it takes at this point. Route to kill.
Oh boy. He was able to find the hit and get a CA, and I do think Aki is one of the more lethal characters when she is below or in critical health, and you could see it there being illustrated to us. And rounds of resources, as James Chen says. Shout out to James Chen. And because he spent the bar, he's able to play another round.
True. 3 bars from Higuchi. And it's a solid puncher activation away when that bar gets low. Oh yeah, he'll take that. 3-piece up in the corner, poison's on. Drop gauge harassment. I'm gonna take the rest. He went for crouch pierce and then the sonic baby boomers after.
He's got the level 1 now, so if Higuchi's too predictable with his drive impact, he's gonna get punished. And we saw it right there. He can set up a meaty, but he was respectable of Sonic Hurricane on wake up. So Hikaru is about to get his drive gauge back and is back online now.
Okay, you get a little too confident right there with that walk up. Not the counter that he wanted for the bounce. Flash kick in there for some extra damage. Perfect parry. The throw is right after though. Drive rush, crouching light kick. He takes back that turn. The solid puncher comes through again. The push back, a slight delay on that back fierce, and the baby booms again from a distance where even a idea of a drive reversal could not come through. DI's able to, hey, say, I'm gonna get one of these before I go.
But notice what that took, right? He went for a hard read with that drive impact, and I noticed it was Japanese players more than international players in general. Once they get into a certain space or they understand a certain sequence, if they get a hard read on the drive impact or know that they can, they'll take the risk. They'll go for the gusto and do that. Take that chance.
Oh, cut him right in the startup. Flash kick ends him up in the corner. Light kick goes for the medium punch this time instead of crouching medium punch for throw. The driver light kick, switching up the pressure sequences. Almost caught the recovery of the throw there.
Oh, and he's gonna get the venomous fang, and he's gonna burn out, or almost burn out. My apologies. He should be able to try and force it. Not unless Higuchi puts himself in burnout on his own volition here, and he's fighting tooth and nail. to try and make sure he avoids a stun situation so he gets out, but he has to risk taking damage in the process here, Cola.
Help is winding down. Bar almost back. Super low though. Walk up throw. We tech that though. Odie Sonic boom. We're blocking it out. Chilling, waiting for the right time to jump in. Good block so far from Oguchi. We enforce that level 2. I don't think he needs to. Oh, he might need to.
He almost got the double. Yeah, he almost got the double perfect parry on the Nightshade. He's gonna get caught. Oh no, he survived. And dude, you don't know how many times I've seen that situation, and I'm still not sure who's actually going to come out victorious. It depends on the projectile speed, and Higuchi was the one who won that interaction.
Take that Monday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Odie flash kick on his wake up though. Get some distance. He's well within his rights to do so. His bar is nice and green. For Higuchi, he's going to keep that bar as much as possible. He's going to be able to anti-air, chunk away the dry cage. Got all the Sonic Steppers. Yes, sir. Meaty boom after this. Yes, sir.
Oh, he's trying to get into tech. Great discipline there, and he tried to do the coward route into the heel strike, but it didn't work out for Hikaru there. So again, back in critical health, no level 3, heck, not even a level 2 Cola. So it's gonna have to be a hard read with a jump or something.
Difficult to traverse all these booms, the terror of these booms right now. Higuchi's so good about getting himself right back in the green. You spin it right there. You don't take that, you're gonna get the 2-piece off the boom, the conversion. Higuchi backing up to get the bar back, safe and sound with the Sonic booms that take his fellow compatriot down. And that's gonna be a big win there for Zeta.
Yeah, massive win there. Solid performance from both the youngsters. I mean, well, even Mena's younger than 30 as well, so I guess there's more of them. But again, these are all experienced in their own right. But look at that. We had Team Reject collect a 2-0 win against Kumamoto earlier. And now, on to the Division S side, Yamaguchi and Higuchi say, hey, let me equalize real quick, and we'll keep ourselves in this dogfight here. So now when we go to the next exchange of blows between these teams of each division, it's going to be back to Division F to see if they want to take a 2-0 lead, or are we going to get a different scoreline here now?
We'll see. I think this is very back and forth. More so with the team battle than individually. You know, outside like what's been happening in the match. But 2-2, I think if you're Fabu Gaming, I'd like to see Ryukichi come up. I like some of these captains coming up and showcasing what they've got. You know, Tagaki did previously, Kosa did before that as well. You know, let me see what Ryukichi's doing. I'd love to see if he's wanting to go back to Ken. I saw some talk of him on Twitter being like, you know, man, I'd like to go back to Ken, but is it worth it though? Is it worth it to play the Ken? I think maybe this season, hell, you could probably play Ken and Mai, maybe both.
I don't see why not. I think the play right now for Street Fighter 6, I think it's been the play for like the past 2 years or 2 seasons, to be honest with you. Is get 2 characters. I don't think you need to drop characters. I think you just need to add to the repertoire, but then when does it become too many? So maybe 3 is the maximum. I guess maybe in that regard, that's something to consider. But dual maining, I think it's fine. But obviously before, for competitive reasons, of course, I think like sticking with solo Mai for Ryukichi was a very strategic move. But like you said, Kosa has exercised the Ken. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but again, this could be a long-term investment. You have to think long-term. Ryukichi, he was the most stylistic Ken we saw back in the early days of season 1 and season 2 of Street Fighter 6. So we might bring it back, but the Ryukichi is bringing up the Mai, and I had a feeling this was gonna happen. Cola, would you like to do the honors?
Yasmin has finally graced our screens for Street Fighter League, and it's the first dang episode. It's a preseason episode. And you know what? I think we're both thinking the same thing. Whenever there's like a DLC character, Pugera generally likes to shift over a little bit just to try them out. Sometimes he'll stay with them, sometimes he won't. We saw how he was with Sagat. He did pretty damn decently over the EWC when Sagat first dropped. We've seen him test other DLC characters that have some sort of like fast speed or like a very strong overhead that is exemplified with damage behind it. I feel like this character has quite a bit of speed. You know, like he did also play Ibuki back in 5 as one of his mini characters. I don't remember who he played in 4. Even though his character doesn't play like Ibuki, a lot of us thought that she may be like that Ibuki type archetype with the fireballs and things like that. The aerial approach might be like that. It's not the case. Maybe Pugera has found something that fits his style within this toolkit of the character right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Again, there's been mixed reviews. Just to reiterate, there's been mixed reviews of Yasmin at the moment, but I'm having a lot of fun with her personally. There's still a lot to explore with the character, so I think that's super important. She's got the boomerang. I think people need to utilize a little bit more. We've got typical setups available right now, but I think that's still being explored. I think the hero mode, Nakataka, I can't remember the Langas, I think it was, the Tagalog pronunciation. I did probably butchered it. Apologies, Vicious, because I know he's probably glaring at his screen. It is, well, I mean, look, it's something that is important to get the pronunciations right. I believe someone did tell me, I think its translation is hidden power or something. I think that's what it means in English, it's the English translation. But that mode is an install. It's like a V-trigger from Street Fighter 5. It's still getting explored as well. There's some pretty damn good activations. Or activation combo routes you can do. But we're only a week in. So it's like, I can't wait to see how many people actually stick with her. I don't know if this is just a temporary phase until Pugera swaps to another DLC character, which will come at some point. But, okay, correction. It is going to be Moke going up against Pugera, Chun-Li versus Yasmin. It's going to be Ryukichi going up against Jackson. Our mistake, but that has been swapped over right now. It's very important to clear that up.
Yeah, definitely know who's coming through, and Rikisha obviously after that. But yeah, I feel like her hero mode, as you mentioned, is very integral to her kit. Like being that powered up state allows her to be like not negative on some of her specials and things like that. Gives you more extended damage, great knockdowns. It's very imperative that she gets that. She can on many interactions. It's not hard for her. It's just a few of the things that make her weaker in the minds of people right now. And one of the biggest things is like damage. She doesn't really have easy access to big damage like other characters, or even like medium damage like the Cammy. I feel like other people are kind of getting a little bit iffy, but that might be the precursor to, yeah, her damage is low, but she has all these like cool setups and stuff like that. You mentioned the fireballs. Maybe there's a lot more with that. I've been seeing smatterings every so often on Twitter about how to use those fireballs and knockdowns and things like that. Certain frame advantages to set up for overheads and things. Maybe that's like the key with the character, and we're just missing that, like we missed with Mai, where it's like, man, Mai should have this, this, and this, and boy, were we wrong about all that. So I learned more about the character. So as you mentioned, 1 bit a week. So maybe someone like Pugera can show us more.
Well, these guys are showing it up for the camera, and I tell you what, these guys have definitely been practicing their intro. This is what happens when you go to Capcom Cup too often, or you're in front of the camera posing for your next Vogue front cover Japanese edition. These guys are getting ready. But I'll tell you what's interesting is the point you mentioned about the damage output. Now, there's been an argument where Yasmin is doing the damage output that should be in the game overall, but because we're in a game where the damage output is monstrously high, Yasmin is the one that sticks out like a sore thumb. But everyone should have been toned down to her level. However, her Oki and momentum is pretty damn good when you pick up on it. Her stand heavy punch, brilliant. That's going to be doing a lot of the work. She's got an amazing stand light kick as well, so she's got good button. Her walk speed, especially her backwards walk speed, she's got great movement in that loop. She has the tools that you have to run through the standard Street Fighter 6 checklist to make sure that they're competitively viable. The crouch melee kick into drive rush, the overhead, the 6-frame medium attack, the EX reversal. She's got the stuff. She has a lot of safe moves on block, by the way. There's a couple of downsides, but I'll get to that when we cross that bridge. But it is going to be Moki stepping up with Chun-Li. I haven't actually played this matchup myself online with Yasmin, so I'm going to be learning things on the fly.
I want to ask you. I don't think I've seen this much besides like one Haitani match. Yeah, to your point about like her drive rush and like her speed just in general, like drive rush crouching leg kick is insane. That same mini kick also getting the knockdown if you're able to hit confirm it is fantastic too as well. So she's got some good meterless things to lead into more. That momentum, keep it going. It's hard to stop it. Just like that, on hit, the walk up throw right after it. allows a perfect KO.
Yeah, she's got a fast drive rush as well. So in the mid-range, when you're using that drive rush, doing drive rush crouch light kick, drive rush crouch and medium punch, it can throw people off if they're not ready to check. And already throwing out the boomerang there, as you can see from your boy Pugera. Tried to use the flip to get over and do the cross-up, which at a certain angle, it's actually very hard to tell if she'll land in front or behind. And look at the pressure he's already applying.
You can see already can't play, but after that now, very strong tool for this character. Spears. Oh, it is so hard to counter poke. You already committed to a button, got crossed up, now you caught up on the corner. If this is a wet noodle, it is hitting a lot.
Well, look at that. Drive, rush, crouch, medium punch. Leaves you in throw range there as well. Try to go for a shimmy because she does have a good corner throw situation here. But it looks like Moke is going to have to expend all his meter into the critical art just to make sure he gets an extra round to play with. Recompose himself after getting perfected by the newest DLC character in round 1.
Okay, let's see. I wonder what has been developed for like her level 2 as well. I feel like that also might be like a sauce maker for her in general. See a lot of people like develop some stuff on Twitter I haven't seen in the match in full.
Oh, he tried to take a turn back with the roundhouse, but it was too slow. So Moke beat into the punch of that medium, and he is going to wake up with the Sampagita level 3, and we're going to channel all our chakra, and we can actually set up a boomerang after this one, Cola. And he's going to drive rush in instead, and he exposes himself, actually forces a reversal option from Moke. That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. Except for okay. No strange for being in burnout, especially with this character. She could definitely fight. In burnout, she's got some great normal, some great neutral overall. Just like that, backs up to get the anti-air, said no more cross-ups here. You stay in front where I can see you.
So one of the challenging things there, and I think you saw it a couple of times on numerous occasions, he's trying to flip. The flip has a lot of startup, and Moke saw that with his stampede kick, force a knockdown and gets a conversion into lightning legs there, and a whiff punish with the forward medium punch. So it's going to be pretty difficult for Yasmin to escape the corner without using traditional means, the EXDP, button into drive, rush, cancel to force a mix-up. So she's got to work hard and do overtime with no extra pay to get out of the corner.
Okay, you better hit a union. The throw, nice interruption, shake my hand. Harassing the drive gauge with that fireball in there. Again, the same scenario. It's the same way it's gonna lead Moke to a set point.
Not looking too good for our DLC character specialist here. He had a fantastic start, but now he's running into stop signs, and he's continuously ignoring all the red flags because he needs to get out of there. And he tried to get a bait, but it's not working out. Still trying to be incessant with that drive rush, strategy, medium punch, and force the mix up from there.
Trying to step back into that stand medium kick. It feels like Moke's starting to adjust to every button that's been shown to him. He's got level 3, so it's a one-touch scenario. What's the entry point? Looking for an overhead. Looking for a whip punish on something. The fireball to lock him down. Yes, he was looking for it, but blocked out so far from Pugera.
Good call, Cola. I like that. Good call on the overhead here, but he still has another opportunity to actually do drive rush overhead again, but Pugera, it's very hard for her to navigate neutral sometimes, so drive rush seems like your only option, and he is probably going to go into the hidden power here, and he's going to take us across the screen. Is it going to be a boomerang setup? No, he's going to do something else instead, and he goes for the cross-up instead.
But they
no
won.
DP here from...
We're on Twitter.
Yeah, no DP here from Moke just yet. Watch out, he's be careful.
Rings alone, 4 rings true. Oh my gosh, it could have been anyone's game right there. He could have whipped that. Moke could have clipped that.
All right, well, I mean, Moke was able to save his CA meter or super meter, so he's got 2 bars still, and there's an EX Tensho kicks to break away in the pressure. No! Delayed tech, Moke snuffed it out.
Like that. Bob's low immediately in the corner. You know you're looking for the low forward to try to have an escape option. Okay, having none of that.
Full throw, he's not dead yet. One more chance here for Pugera. He's gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink, and he tries to do the flip again. and it didn't work. It has been unsuccessful on various occasions, and that situation was no different. So Moke is going to get a solid 2-0 over Good 8 Squad's Kugera.
Immediate adjustments in the match. You saw it with the flip up in the corner, he had the conversions right after it. And even that fireball at the very end is like such an obvious, I wouldn't say obvious, excuse me. I should say more of a standard lockdown tool for the character. That's why I feel like the
できればシーソーで12対12で引き分けてほしいっていうのが正直なところなんですけど。
Well, as these guys get ready for the as these guys get ready for the next match, my apologies here. It will be Ryukichi going up against Gachi-kun here. Hopefully Gachi-kun will be able to bring this back, because right now it is a lead to the Division F. The Division S, which is important to mention here. It's been going back and forth. So I like that it's been fairly close between the two teams at the moment. Ryukichi just giving a couple of words in before he goes. Now he's stuck with the Mai, and the Mai has been brought him a lot of success, which makes a lot of sense. And again, we saw Yamaguchi collect a win with this newly named Mai previously against Takagi 2-0 to Ryukichi. Hopefully he can able to get a dub here against Gachi-kun. 3-2 with Division S right now in the lead. Perfect carry into the Shinobi Bashi here. Taking it over, and he gets the feint, which is looking important here. Good throw tech from Gachi-kun. And like I said, I love this guy's training. I love this guy's discipline. And he's got a wealth of experience using this character. And I've said it before with Logan Sama. He's never been tempted to shy away from Rashid, despite a lot of other characters being introduced, stronger characters being introduced. Nice drive rush there. Gonna get a punish into Eagle Strike.
It's a knockdown, take it towards the corner, all that bar being spent. It's kind of problematic. Hey, guys, what's up? I'm back. Nice DI. I wonder what Ryukichi was laughing about, like, because right now, nothing looking funny. Nothing looking funny right now with this Rashid damage up in the corner. And the setup.
Safe jump, and he tried to bait just in case Ryukichi woke up with a DP. Interesting there. It's not going to be the kill. No, it is. He's going to build the bar for the level 3. He is going to build the bar, and he is going to go into the out here. It is the CA version. I tell you what, its production quality is high, because we're going to see it in 4K and 60 frames a second on Rashid's YouTube channel.
Said, like and subscribe. Let's prepare to start things off,
hit
though.
That notification bell. Don't forget that. You got to hit the notification bell as well.
The ding ding. And look at the difference, though, from Ryukichi's Mai to other ones, right? Like, you see it's a lot more aggression, a lot more bar exposure, but then Gachi-kun takes advantage of that. He's like, cool, you want nothing to play with. I've been the court for a long time.
There was talk of the town where in Japan, for at least a little while before Yamaguchi won EVA Japan, that Ryukichi was the Mai to focus on. He was the Mai to be worried about, because his pressure strings, his burnout strings, this is optimization, adding his own flair to it. It was something that a few of the players are pretty scared of, at least on the international scale. We're going to activate Kaguru no Mai here, going to get a throw. Again, with the EX Kaito-sen here. Ooh, this is huge.
Way.
He might be able to get the win. He might be able to get the win. Brother, it missed. He missed the timing completely, Cola.
Wait, they would have killed too?
Probably.
Right, unfortunate.
Well, it is a final round in game number 1 here. No overhead situation from Gachi-kun just yet. Oh, looks like a spacing trap there, but he is going to get a whip punish into big damage with the heavy spinning mixer.
Blocks the jump. Stagger parry every so often. Nice, that base would throw so many fireballs out. ODP was already for him.
Charges up the whirlwind shot there, the EX version. Gonna get a throw. Can he bait something here? And he looked like he wanted to bait something, but Ryukichi got the DP. Ryukichi's gonna have to land a CA now with a hookup by Crook.
Shiesty on. Piercing the fireball. Perfect parry. The OD now coming through. Kenny Robin, 30 seconds on the clock. He's got his far back in the green. And as soon as it turned green, got that crouching medium punch.
No CA though. That's the important part. Pushes in again, and great defense here from Gachiken, weighing in the risk reward as best as he can. Back throw done. That was very fortunate, because I think if Ryukichi walked back or even got a backdash, that throw would have whiffed, and that would have been a combo straight into critical art easily.
That's true. Gachiken on the offensive. Backs over the anti-air, perfectly done with the heavy mixer. Base on the ODP. He dashed up a block dig. The full pickup throw up in the corner.
Just backing up here, and then drive rush into crouching heavy punch. We may actually see more of that button throughout this new version, or this new look for mine here, Solo. So, and right now it's been working for both Yamaguchi and Ryukichi. The times they've used it anyway. Gonna get their pickup, and the Eagle Spike on an airborne character, still getting the damage that needs to be done. My word, is there a juggle this man cannot do with Rashid?
You tell me, you're the Rashid player.
No, I'm not.
Come
on now.
See that, Rashid? It's still good. It's still crispy.
Do you know what's funny? On my CFN, Rashid is still the character I've had the most matches with throughout the lifetime of Street Fighter.
You see, big grinding. Yeah. Makes this character still good. Oh, trying to go for the back throw. Not gonna happen here. He texts that.
Right, rushes in, and he gets the burnout there with the forward HK here as well. He's got your star ready and activated, so Ryukichi's gonna have to find a way to get maybe even to a level 3 if he wants to get out of this sticky situation. But I tell you what, a back throw is even better. Uh-oh, here it comes. The tornado's coming. Here it comes.
Going to Kansas City. Fun opening. Sanctifa's like on the side of Ryukichi. The enhancement's still there. A reversal before that light mixer even comes through. But the OD fireball has been a big stuffing point. We saw that whip punish to stand medium, or wish punish really. The conversion that Gachiken had now, it's been a nice wall, harder to reverse against.
Misses the throw. Couldn't get the whip punish in time. The low forward is still whiffing, Cola.
One low four. One drive rush jab for mine. Or the conversion that Gachiken has been getting on these projectiles is going to be the difference maker. This man has been about his projectile business for a long time. We've known that with his Rashid. But the way he's converting off these OD fireballs, the way he is controlling mine, just overall. And maybe that medium punch nerf actually did matter. I mean, he did clip it with the fireball and got the full follow-up right after. So maybe that does make it harder for her to kind of outpoke. Because her neutral probably better than Rashid unless he goes green. But the fact of the matter is the fireballs is the great equalizer. 3-3 so far, all tied up. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is kind of what I expected. I was probably thinking more of a 4-2, but 3-3 is actually a good indicator, or actually a good illustration as to what we're seeing at the level these guys are playing at now. And bear in mind as well, I hate to regurgitate this point, but we have a new version for just a week now. So some of these guys are still getting adjusted to certain things there. And just going back to your point in regards to how Gachiken was playing against Ryukichi, notice he was playing mid-range to relatively far away. So he didn't really engage with Mai's normals unless Kaitosen came out, and then Ryukichi drive rushed in to close the distance and change it up. But even then, that's not the effect she wants. She wants to hit you. She needs to get these new conversions into Kagura no Mai. So Gachiken's definitely paid attention to what's been needed, what's changed about Mai, and what he can take advantage of. At least what I saw in that first to two, that best of 3 there. So that's probably a little snapshot as to what we're going to see throughout Street Fighter League Japan during their regular season before the big playoffs here.
The winners of the player match of 5 and 6 will be interviewed by Vispo, so big ups to them for coming through once again to help out and interview it's been going on in AMP Street Fighter. A lot going on in AMP Street Fighter, which is this slide right here, because this looks like it's deep within support. I like the effects here for stage 0. And we mentioned there's a lot of things going on with Japan. There's been a lot of support coming through. Let me look at the particular slide that this is correlating to production. What is this? This is so cool. Cool Park, Japan, Osaka. What if this is like a pop-up high school esports tournament? That is so sick. I'm a big person of like the younger generation being prepared to play more Street Fighter stuff. And there's one way to get to do so is to go see the movie, right?
Yes, indeed. It's going to be coming out later this year. I know Nakayama has been hard at work making sure things are right. And shout outs to Yipes, Justin Wong, and Maximilian for featuring in the film. Not sure what Justin was holding toilet roll for. I was a bit worried about that part. But other than that, I think like it's great to see members of the community in an actual film and something that's been close to our hearts for most of our lives. Street Fighter. Looking forward to it. My mum actually wants to go and watch it, so I might actually go take her to go and watch it on the release day. Fingers crossed there. But you can see it. There is a Capcom summer sale. As you can see, you can get Street Fighter 6 at a discounted price on the respective platforms. And please pick it up, man. We encourage you to do it. The game gets stronger. The community gets bigger each and every year. The competition gets fiercer. And you can jump in on the action with this stuff here as well. And there you go. This is important because not only is the base game on sale, you can get Street Fighter 6 Year 1 and 2. So you'll have up to 24 characters available at your purchase if you are able to pick this up. Now, one thing I must mention to you guys is we did say we are streaming a couple of matches on the YouTube. Well, unfortunately, we do have to close off the YouTube stream now. So if you do want to watch the remainder of today's preseason division showdown for day 1, you must head on over to Spawn, SPWN, and go and buy your ticket. And we are going to be viewing the rest of the matches there. So hopefully we get to see you over there, and make sure to go buy a ticket and you can watch the rest of the preseason show.
Yeah, definitely go do so. It's definitely been worthwhile to see all the players and what they've been doing, how they've been adjusting to the changes, their new strategies. This is that like taste. I hate to say taste because it feels like a full meal. Before we get to the regulation season, these matches have already been insane. I suspect they're going to get even better.